Have you ever noticed how much time we spend these days with our feet encased in shoes? From the moment we step out of bed and slide into slippers, to the supportive sneakers we put on for a walk, our feet are almost always covered. And for many of us over 60, that just feels like the safe and sensible thing to do. But what if I told you that by constantly wearing shoes, we might actually be weakening one of our most important systems for balance? It's a thought that might stop you in your tracks. We spend so much time worrying about falls, and rightly so, because a fall can be a real setback. We look for the best walking shoes with the most support, we use canes and walkers when we need them, and we're careful on uneven ground. These are all good habits. But there's a simpler, more natural way to train your body for better stability, and it's something you can do right in your own home. It's the simple, surprising act of walking barefoot. In this video, we're going to explore why shedding your shoes, even for just a few minutes a day, could be the secret weapon you've been missing for better balance, stronger feet, and a more confident step. We'll talk about the incredible design of your feet, how modern shoes can actually dull their natural abilities, and most importantly, I'll share some safe and simple ways to start incorporating barefoot time into your daily routine. So, if you're ready to feel a little more grounded and steady on your feet, let's begin. Let's start by thinking about your feet not just as a way to get from point A to point B, but as an incredibly sophisticated communication system. Each one of your feet has about 200,000 nerve endings. That's more per square centimeter than almost any other part of your body. These nerves are constantly sending messages to your brain about the surface you're standing on. Is it hard or soft? Smooth or rough? Is the ground tilting slightly? Your feet are like high-tech sensors, gathering all this data so your brain can make micro-adjustments to keep you upright and balanced. Now, here's the thing. When you wear a thick-soled, cushioned shoe, you're essentially putting a heavy blanket over those 200,000 nerve endings. The signals get muffled. Your brain receives a much fuzzier picture of the ground beneath you. It's like trying to listen to your favorite song through a thick wall. You might hear the general beat, but you miss all the subtle details, the fine-tuning that keeps you in perfect rhythm. Over time, if those nerve endings aren't stimulated, they can become a little lazy. They don't fire as quickly or as accurately, and your brain's ability to make those quick, crucial balance adjustments can slow down. Walking barefoot, on the other hand, wakes those nerve endings right up. When the soles of your feet make direct contact with the floor, it's like turning on a high-definition screen. You feel the texture of the wood, the slight give of a carpet, the cool smoothness of tile. This flood of information keeps the communication lines between your feet and your brain strong and active. It's a form of exercise for your sensory system, and keeping that system sharp is absolutely vital for preventing falls as we age. So, that's the first big idea. Your feet are sensory organs, and going barefoot tunes them up. Now, let's move on to the second point, which is all about strength. You see, when you walk in most modern shoes, especially those with lots of cushioning and arch support, the muscles in your feet don't have to work very hard. The shoe does the work for them. It supports your arch, it absorbs the shock, and it controls the motion of your foot. This might feel comfortable, and it certainly has its place, but it can also lead to something called foot muscle disuse. Think of it this way. If you wore a cast on your arm for a few months, your arm muscles would get weak and shrink, right? Well, in a less extreme way, the same thing can happen to your feet when they're constantly confined in super supportive shoes. The intricate network of small muscles in your feet, the ones that help you grip the ground, maintain your arch, and make tiny adjustments, they simply don't get the workout they need. They can become weak and stiff. When you take your shoes off, you give those muscles a chance to wake up and go back to work. Standing barefoot requires your toes to spread out slightly to create a wider, more stable base. Your arches have to engage to support your body weight. You can feel your whole foot working to keep you steady. This gentle, natural resistance is a fantastic, low-impact way to strengthen your feet. And stronger feet mean a stronger foundation for your entire body. It's like building a house. If the foundation is weak, the whole structure is unstable. But if your foundation is solid, you can handle a lot more. We often think about strengthening our legs or our core for balance, which is important. But we sometimes forget about the very platform we stand on. Giving your feet a chance to move and work naturally is one of the simplest, most effective ways to build that strength from the ground up. Now, let's talk about how this all connects to your balance in a very real, physical way. We mentioned the nerve endings sending messages to your brain, and the muscles getting stronger. The final piece of this puzzle is the ankle joint itself. Walking in shoes with elevated heels, even the small heel lift found in many athletic shoes, slightly alters your posture. It can shorten your calf muscles and Achilles tendon over time. This can make your ankles a little less flexible and reduce their range of motion. When you walk barefoot on a flat surface, your heel and forefoot are at the same level. This allows your ankle to move through its full, natural range of motion. It gently stretches the calf muscles and the Achilles tendon, keeping them more supple. A flexible ankle is a key player in balance. If you start to stumble, it's your ankle that needs to be able to move and adjust quickly to right yourself. A stiff ankle is much more likely to give way. So, you see, it's a complete system. The sensory feedback from the soles of your feet, the strength of the tiny foot muscles, and the flexibility of your ankles all work together. And by simply spending some time barefoot, you're giving that whole system a gentle, effective tune-up. It's a natural way to keep your body's balance mechanisms in good working order, and it's something you can start doing today, right in the safety of your own home. Of course, the idea of walking barefoot might sound a little strange at first, and you're probably wondering, how do I even start? Is it safe? Those are excellent questions, and we're going to cover that next. We'll talk about practical, common-sense ways to ease into barefoot living without any risk, turning your home into your own personal balance training studio. It's simpler than you might think, and I can't wait to share those tips with you. Let's get into the practical side of things, because knowing why something is good for you is one thing, but knowing how to do it safely is what really matters. When I suggest walking barefoot, I'm not suggesting you throw away your shoes forever or start taking long hikes without them. That wouldn't be sensible at all, especially for those of us who have spent decades in supportive footwear. Our feet and bodies need time to adjust, just like any other part of us when we start a new kind of exercise. Think of it like this. If you decided you wanted to start swimming to get fit, you wouldn't jump in at the deep end and try to swim a mile on your first day, would you? Of course not. You'd start in the shallow end, maybe just get used to the water, and then slowly build up your time and distance. It's exactly the same with going barefoot. We start in the shallow end, which in this case is the safety and comfort of your own home. So, let's talk about your first simple step. I want you to find a safe space in your house where you can be barefoot for just a few minutes. Maybe it's in the kitchen while you're waiting for your tea to steep, or in the living room while you're watching the news. Start with just 5 or 10 minutes. The goal isn't to walk miles, the goal is simply to let your feet feel the floor and to let those 200,000 nerve endings wake up and start talking to your brain again. Stand there and just notice the sensation. Feel the temperature of the floor, its texture. Is it smooth hardwood or soft carpet? This simple act of mindful standing is your first barefoot exercise. You can even try a gentle weight shift while you're standing there. Keep holding onto the kitchen counter or a sturdy chair back if you need to, and slowly shift your weight from your heels to your toes, and then from your left foot to your right foot. Feel how your toes naturally spread out to help you balance. Feel the small muscles in your arches engage. This isn't just standing, it's a gentle workout for your feet, and you're doing it in a completely safe, supported environment. The counter or chair is there for you, just like the side of the pool for a new swimmer. Now, as you get more comfortable, you can gradually increase the time. Maybe the next week, you aim for 15 minutes while you're doing the dishes or folding laundry. The key is to listen to your body. Your feet might feel a little tired at first, or the muscles might even feel a bit achy. That's perfectly normal. It means they're waking up and doing work they haven't done in a while, just like if you did a few bicep curls after years of not using those muscles. A little fatigue is a sign of progress. But if you feel any sharp pain, that's your body's way of saying, hold on, that's enough for today. And you listen. You put your slippers back on and try again tomorrow for a shorter time. This brings us to the next point, which is about varying the surfaces you walk on. Once you're comfortable walking on your flat, indoor floors, you can start to introduce a little more variety to give your feet and brain even more to work with. Remember, we want to challenge those sensory nerves in a good way. A wonderful and very simple next step is to walk on different textures. If you have a carpeted area and a hardwood or tile area, walk from one to the other. Notice how the sensation changes under your feet. The soft, giving surface of the carpet feels completely different from the firm, smooth surface of the wood. Your brain has to process that new information and adjust your balance accordingly. It's like a fun puzzle for your nervous system, keeping it sharp and responsive. You can even take it a step further if you're feeling steady. A thin, soft mat, like a bathroom mat, placed on a hard floor creates another interesting texture to walk over. Or, if you have a safe, level path outside on your patio or deck, and the surface is clean and even, you could try a very short, supervised walk there. The slightly rough texture of concrete or stone is a whole new sensation for your feet. But remember, we're only doing this if the surface is completely safe, free of debris, and not too hot or cold. And always have something nearby to hold onto if you need it. A walker, a cane, a sturdy piece of furniture, use your supports. This isn't about proving how steady you are, it's about giving your body a gentle, safe challenge. As you do this, you will probably notice something starting to happen. You might find that your balance feels a little more solid, a little more grounded. Perhaps you'll notice that you feel more aware of where your body is in space, something experts call proprioception. It's that internal GPS that tells you where your limbs are without you having to look at them. For example, you might find you're less likely to bump your hip on the corner of the table, or you feel more stable when you're standing in line at the grocery store. These small improvements are signs that the conversation between your feet and your brain is getting stronger. So, we've talked about starting slowly on safe, flat surfaces, and then gradually introducing different textures. But what about the health of your feet themselves? Going barefoot isn't just about balance, it's also about giving your feet some freedom and movement that can improve their overall health and flexibility. That's our next important point. We'll talk about simple exercises you can do while you're barefoot to further strengthen your feet and even address common issues like tightness or stiffness. It's all part of building that strong, reliable foundation. Let's turn our attention to something you can do that's almost like a mini workout for your feet, and it feels surprisingly good too. We've talked about the sensory benefits of standing barefoot and the balance challenge of different surfaces. Now, I want to share a few simple, gentle movements you can do while you're sitting down. This is perfect for when you're relaxing in your favorite chair, watching television, or even reading a book. It takes the weight off your feet completely, allowing you to focus purely on mobility and strength in a completely safe, non-strenuous way. The first little exercise is something I like to call foot riding. While you're sitting comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, simply lift one foot just an inch or two and pretend your big toe is a pen. Now, slowly and gently, try to write your name in the air. Imagine you're drawing each letter on an imaginary chalkboard in front of you. You might feel your ankle rotating, your toes spreading and curling, and all those small muscles in your foot and lower leg working together to guide the movement. After you've signed your name with one foot, gently place it back down and try it with the other. This simple, playful movement does a wonderful job of improving the range of motion in your ankle and keeping those foot muscles limber and engaged. Another fantastic sitting exercise is simply flexing and pointing your toes. Again, sit comfortably and lift one foot slightly. Slowly point your toes away from you, like a ballerina, until you feel a gentle stretch through the top of your foot and shin. Hold it for just a second or two, and then slowly flex your foot, bringing your toes back toward your shin. You should feel a gentle pull in your calf muscle and along the bottom of your foot. Repeat this slow, controlled motion 5 or 6 times with each foot. It's a wonderful way to keep the calf muscles and Achilles tendon flexible, which we talked about earlier being so important for balance. It also gently stretches the plantar fascia, the band of tissue along the bottom of your foot, which can help with that common morning stiffness. And here's one more you can try, and this one is great for building a little strength. While sitting, place a small, soft towel on the floor in front of you. Put your bare foot on one end of the towel. Now, using only your toes, try to scrunch the towel up, pulling it toward you. Curl your toes, grip the fabric, and pull. Then, relax your toes and straighten the towel out again. You can do this several times with each foot. This towel scrunch is excellent for strengthening the small, intrinsic muscles of your feet, the ones that help you grip the ground when you stand. It's a very safe and effective way to build a stronger, more responsive foundation for your whole body. Now, as you incorporate these sitting exercises and your short, supervised barefoot standing and walking, you might start to wonder about the long-term benefits. What can you really expect from this simple practice? It's not a magic trick, and it won't change things overnight, but the consistent, gentle habit of letting your feet work naturally can lead to some truly wonderful changes over time. Perhaps the most significant benefit is a renewed sense of confidence in your own 2 feet. When you feel the ground beneath you more clearly, when your ankles are more flexible, and when the muscles in your feet are stronger, that wobbly, uncertain feeling when you stand up can start to fade. You might find yourself walking a little taller, with a little more spring in your step. You might feel more secure when you're out and about, navigating a curb or an uneven sidewalk. That confidence itself is a powerful tool for preventing falls, because when you feel steady, you move more deliberately and with greater control. Many people also find that going barefoot can ease minor foot discomforts. When feet are confined in shoes all day, they can get cramped and stiff. Giving them room to spread out and move naturally can improve circulation and reduce that tight, achy feeling. It's like giving your feet a chance to breathe and stretch after being cooped up. Of course, if you have specific foot conditions like diabetes or neuropathy, it's absolutely essential to talk to your doctor or a podiatrist before you start any barefoot routine. They know your personal health situation best and can give you guidance that's tailored just for you. But for many of us, this gentle practice is a safe and natural way to show our feet some much appreciated care. So, we've taken quite a journey together, haven't we? We started by thinking about all those nerve endings in our feet and how shoes can muffle the important signals they send to our brain. We talked about the hidden strength in our foot muscles and how barefoot time wakes them up. We explored the flexibility of our ankles and how moving without a heel lift keeps them supple. And we've walked through simple, safe ways to bring this into your daily life, from standing at the kitchen counter to writing your name with your toes while you watch TV. The common thread through all of this is the idea of reconnecting with a natural part of ourselves that modern life has, in many ways, covered up. It's about listening to the wisdom of our own bodies and giving them the gentle stimulation they need to stay strong, responsive, and reliable. This isn't about making a huge, drastic change. It's about those small, consistent choices. Choosing to feel the floor for a few minutes each day. Choosing to wiggle your toes and move your ankles. These small investments in your foot health can pay off in a big way, contributing to a stronger, more stable, and more confident you. It's one more tool in your toolbox for living life on your own terms, for staying active and independent, and for enjoying all the wonderful things that each new day brings. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly hope you found this helpful and maybe even a little inspiring. I'd love to hear about your own experiences. Have you ever tried walking barefoot around the house? Do you think you might give some of these gentle exercises a try? Please, share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Your insights can be so encouraging to others in our community. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We explore all kinds of topics here aimed at helping us all live our healthiest, happiest, and most vibrant lives, especially as we move so gracefully through our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Just click that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you never miss a new video. Here's to feeling steady on our feet, to embracing simple, natural wisdom, and to living our best lives at any age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.